Thank you for joining us for our Roundtable presentation. Tonight we'll be discussing Grand Theft Rhetoric, appropriating, remediating, and repurposing new media tools. The explosion of new media tools and Web 2.0 technologies has changed the face of rhetoric and its practice. However, these tools are not always used for their originally intended purposes. Increased consumer capabilities combined with new invention and delivery affordances of these new technologies empower users to more easily subvert new media tools. Increasingly, users have begun to appropriate, remediate, and repurpose these technologies to serve new functions, including the formation of political agendas and social networks. Depending on the co-opted use of the new media tool, the rhetorical and creative power of the work can be strengthened or diminished. We'll present a variety of examples. You can be the judge. I'll start off our presentations. New media forms have been driving recent debate over the need for multimodal literacies. But the launch of YouTube, an internet-based video swapping venture in February 2005, cemented that need. Purchased last year by Google for $1.65 million, YouTube attracts an estimated 100 million video views per day. The videos range from the banal to the extreme.
The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better souls escaping through this hole that is gaping.
The advent of relatively inexpensive handheld digital video cameras and desktop video editing software has moved production capability from Hollywood studios to the family computer room. For example, this presentation was captured using a relatively inexpensive webcam and software that came preloaded on my Macintosh computer. Pretty much every laptop and every cell phone now sold includes video capture capability. As I continue my research, I intend to trace the development of this new media technology, examining how its intended purpose has been appropriated for a new, innovative, and disturbing use. From pornography and oral histories.
As I look back on the situation, I remember the evacuation of children, and of course now as an adult I remember what a terrible emotional and traumatic time that must have been for parents to do that, not knowing where they were going, whether they would see them again, waiting for a letter from them so that they had an address to which they could write.
To political punditry and unprecedented and shockingly real images of war. But the vast number of viewings is not the only revolutionary aspect of this new medium. YouTube's response feature allows viewers to post their own video reply, creating a virtual video Burkean parlor where conversations may continue and communities may form. Who will you agree with or align with? Who will disagree with you? Will you state your case in text or post a video reply? Remember the oral history from Geriatric 1927? His post, entitled Telling It All 24, had been viewed 21,050 times. It elicited 241 text-based comments, had been bookmarked as a favorite by 51 users, had been linked to 5 times, and had been the subject of 4 other video-based posts. Listen to a few examples and decide for yourself if Geriatric 1927's rhetoric is effective. I love your stories and your sense of humor. Thank you so much for being a part of YouTube. Thank you also for being a friend. Or, I just watched it with my grandmother and she adored it. She can remember everything you talked about. Or, you left us hanging there at the end. What a classic old trick from TV to get you back next time. Clearly, the interactive Web 2.0 features are forming an engaged community of viewers. and to link those viewers to other participants, the YouTube software will recommend other related videos to watch, suggesting other Burkean parlors for you to enter. Aside from the repurposing and interactive features, there are issues of immediacy and hypermediacy to consider. How transparent has this presentation been for you? You know me from class. Do I seem to really be there, even though I'm hours away in Washington, D.C. as you watch this? Does this experience feel overly mediated, or are you used to the technology? YouTube and competitors like MetaCafe and LiveLeak have bridged the gap between media power elites and average citizens. These new media have changed the way we communicate and persuade in the personal, business, and political realms. Yes, candidates make campaign videos and offer their messages to us in video format. But consider this. For the first time in history, average people in the United States and elsewhere on the planet got to ask presidential candidates questions in their own voice and in their own way during the YouTube debates. So one important question remains. Can you do this? Can you make a video and post it to the web? Technology may no longer be a serious barrier. Prices have dropped and access has increased. The ubiquity of YouTube guarantees that we, and our children, need multimodal literacies even more than ever. These other modalities, the oral, the visual, can enhance digital videos in our rhetoric, but we must know how to use it appropriately. Consider the video clips I inserted, the sound effects I've used, the titles and the textual elements. What did they add? Have they detracted? We must be aware of who might be disenfranchised because they don't have the technology or they don't have the familiarity. We must prepare ourselves and our students to use these new tools appropriately. After all, the new technology is becoming YouTubiquitous.